All right, everyone, here we are with another video with Invest for Tomorrow, and we're going to talk about some ticker symbols here that you want to add to your watch list. Top stocks, best stocks, growth stocks, stocks with potential massive opportunities, ready to explode, all types of stocks. We're going to talk about everything you can think of when it comes to opportunities right now in the stock market, even though the stock market has been going downwards. So if you're a first-time viewer and investor, welcome to the channel. And to the subscribers, welcome back. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Hit that thumbs up for me to let me know you watch this video. It helps out the YouTube channel and the YouTube algorithm, and it lets me know you appreciate the time and effort I put into these videos. So we're going to talk about ticker symbols I've been talking about for weeks now, and even I'm going to share with you guys dates, right, on YouTube videos that I mentioned certain videos and certain ticker symbols, and a lot of investors left money on the table, leaving the video too early. So I'm going to share that with you guys so you could see, because I think a lot of you guys are coming across my channel just because you see the chart analysis and you're not seeing the value in the second half. And the second half is where the money's at. The chart analysis is my gratitude for you guys, because some of these stocks, I know that they're a little turbulent and I just enjoy doing chart analysis. But the second half is where the opportunities lie, that you might be closing the door on opportunities that are wide open, right? Now, I mentioned these on the Patreon live once I start watching them, or throughout the week when I see opportunities of weakness, and you can get those updates right in an instant notification, right? Once I post it through the Patreon. So if that's something that interests you, you're more than welcome to go check out my tiers and my Patreon page. The link will be down below, but we're going to refer to the Patreon dates and also how these ticker symbols are doing. So if you have your portfolio in the red right now, or at least a position in the red, right? Something in your portfolio is in the red and hasn't recovered since that drop, right? From February till now, comment down below, an emoji with your hand raising up, or just comment, where you stand, what's your position, and what you think about it, or how you feel about it, okay? Because I'm going to go ahead and be honest here, right? Because my integrity is worth more than $1. I'm going to raise up my hand, and I'm in the red with certain positions. Now, the strategy I've used and I've mentioned over at the Patreon, the stocks that I've been mentioning, some of them I've swing trade, and now I'm starting to build a portfolio because I was trying to make quick money, especially after this big drop, right? I swing traded and it put me in the green for March. But now in April, I got to find new plays, new opportunities, and that's what we're doing. But not only that, but we're also going to have to take it easy and focus on the bigger picture. Because look, if you zoom in here and just look at this portion of the chart from February 10th till now, you would say this sucks. This stock is terrible, right? You would just look at this whole section here, right? And that's kind of a microscopic way of looking at this stock. Now you zoom out and you can see, whoa, okay, this came from down here and went up here. Now it's down here. But when you really think about it and you look at the bigger picture, you're up. You see, that's what investing is all about. Okay, that's what investing is all about. A true investor that believes in this stock, yeah, they'll swing trade portions of it, but they're building up their positions on every dip, and on the way down here, they load it up, because what are the chances of it going back to $9? A little bit low. I'm not saying it's impossible or not possible at all, but quite low. And it's created a support there at the $20 mark. So when you look at a stock in the smaller perspective, everything looks terrible. When you zoom out, you see the bigger picture. So it is holding itself up. This is strength. Yeah, you want it up here, I get it, but that doesn't always mean that it can hold itself up there. So also, you got to keep in mind that was a short squeeze opportunity too, and a lot of volatility that right now misconstrues the true value or potential, but I could see this getting back up to the 30s or probably 2xing. Now, this one, I've mentioned it way back here in March 5th to watch it closely for weakness. It went down to $20. And that's the lowest point we've seen it. I mentioned it over at the Patreon. Now, I also mentioned it recently on the 29th. okay, on the 29th, as it was going down, I mentioned it on this video, and I want to share this with you guys. I want you to see this. So this is the engagement portion. This has nothing to do with you guys, but also it does, because I want to show you guys what happens. This dip here, I actually put a line there, is where I'm actually saying thank you guys so much for watching. If you're a first time viewer and investor, subscribe. Don't forget to click on the like button to let me know you watch this video. And guys, for real, don't forget to. I appreciate it very much. And stay tuned for the next part. We're about to talk about a ticker symbol you want to add to your watch list. Look how it just drops, right? It drops terribly. Now, I'm not saying you got to stay through all the way to 12 minutes. I get it. If you can't handle the whole entire time, that's cool. But, you know, a technical analysis and me explaining why a stock is worth your time, I can't do that in less than 5 to 6 minutes. I really can't. The lowest I could do it is probably 4 minutes and you know, give you enough information to be equipped to go do your research. But I can't make it much shorter than that, right? So investors kind of just jump out. Now, a lot of investors that are watching my videos for the first time, all they care about is the chart analysis. I get it. Me too. That's how I used to think. But as an investor, I've opened my mind to not just think about the sectors I like and the stocks I like. I got to go look at other sectors, you know, finally looking at value stocks, like what's going on right now, right? These boring stocks, some of them have value in the long term too, not just right now because of the reopening. And we overlook it because it's not as cool or growth, right? So I talked about PLTR and I said how, you know, there's potential here and stuff. And look at that drop, big dip. Everybody leaves after that. You guys don't have to stay, but I do want you guys to be aware that the opportunities and the money is right here. It's in this area, because I mentioned PLTR, right? On the 29th, I equipped you, right, and prepared you. And on the 30th, it hit its new low again of $20.90, and it's ran up to $23.90, $3 per share. If you bought 5 shares, $15. If you bought 50 shares, that right there is a total amount of $150. You know, quick money in just 2 days. That's money you left on the table for just a few minutes. For just a few minutes. And it's because a lot of investors are not aware. This is one of those top picks for April. This is one of the top picks for the year. I'm going to be honest with you guys. This stock has opportunity. And if it breaks down below $20, the opportunities are getting even bigger. You need to think about it as you being a frugal investor that only has a certain amount. If you can tell me at $20 you can put $1 million or $100,000, then I would say, you know, you could complain that why would this go lower? I don't want this to go lower. I just want it to go up. But if you only put $100 here, $200, $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, you should be expecting another pullback so you can keep buying, because guess what? The bigger picture is this. And I'm going to draw it out as small as I could so it doesn't take up the whole entire thing. These jumps around and going up and then coming back down and going up and coming back down. The bigger picture is that it's going to end up at some point going higher and higher. And guess what? At all these dips, you were able to buy another $100, dollars of shares, $1,000 of shares, $5,000 of shares, and you keep your average cost low because today's prices are lower than tomorrow's. Invest for tomorrow, no pun intended. So that's something I want you guys to be aware of. And a lot of investors want instant gratification. You want this type of move right away, again. But that's not healthy for the stock because look how it's fallen. This will get back up there at some point. I'm sure of it. I'm not saying it's going to happen in 3 months, 6 months, or a year. It could take longer, but it's going to happen. So the longer stocks stay at these levels, if you aren't a millionaire, you should not be worried about these stocks staying at these levels. You should be getting your part, your piece of the pie, your purchases. But you need to do your due diligence. You need to do your research. And you need to believe in the company, right? You can't just jump into a company and keep buying with a blindfold. You need to be sure. But this is one of those stocks for April that I would be watching. Another one that I mentioned, right, is right here, CHPT. I've been talking about this one all week last week. I've talked about it since the 21st on the Patreon. I talked about it yesterday, literally yesterday. And from yesterday, it already jumped $3 more. Okay. I was talking about how I could hit $20. Here we are with it, and we're going to look at it. So this is another one that the videos, same issue, you know, that peak, it just dropped, right? People were just dropping at that moment. When I started talking about CHPT, some stayed, some left. And those of you leaving are missing out on the information. I'm not saying you got to stay through the whole 6 minutes, but hear out like the first, 2 more minutes. Because those 2 more minutes are the opportunities you're leaving behind, man. A lot of investors do this. And I'm not telling you guys this because I want you guys to stay. It's my video. No, I do it because I want to help. I do the chart analysis out of gratitude. I'm rarely ever invested in any of the chart analysis I do. I'm likely or more likely invested in the stocks that I talk about towards the end of the video. I'm not even kidding. And a lot of people don't know that. I don't need to sit here and tell you guys I'm doing chart analysis on stocks that I have no benefit to, because a lot of people would be like, then why do you do it? I do it because I want to help. I enjoy helping investors. I enjoy the fact that I can look at a chart and actually tell you guys what to look for the next day. And I enjoy charts. I enjoy it. It helps the day traders, the swing traders, and even the long-term players to find weakness and strengths in the stocks. Or it also helps people maximize profits, minimize losses, to see those cues based off of their own rational decisions. Because I never tell anybody to buy, sell, or hold any positions, but I am here to enlighten you guys on the information and stuff. So ChargePoint. When did I talk about ChargePoint? I talked about ChargePoint, like I said, on the 21st. On the 21st, this stock here, when we go back here, it actually ran up on the 22nd. I talked about, let's see the weakness closer to 20. And guess what happened? And if it went below it, even better. And it did it. It hit 1957. It's been running since. Those 2 more minutes, 3 more minutes cost every single investor in that video, right? Once that dip happened, to miss out on that. They missed out on $11 per share right now, okay? From 19 to 30. And even if you got it on the way down, it's still $5+ dollars per share. And I'm not here to tell you guys that I guarantee this results every single time, but these are the moments I look for. So when you're in the Patreon, I'm preparing you to strike like a hawk for those big opportunities to maximize your profits on the way back up. Then I mentioned it on the YouTube. I mentioned it on the YouTube when I saw that it was consolidating and it wasn't running too much. I wanted investors to know. And guess what? I talked about it yesterday. And look what happened. It was sitting right here at $26 and some change. It hit a peak here of 30 and some change. It went up $4 per share. So even if you didn't catch it here, you didn't catch it here, if you watched yesterday's video, you missed out on that moment, okay? I'm not saying that every single video is going to have the same results. You need to do your due diligence. You need to do your research. You need to look at the graphs. And if you don't know graphs, join the Patreon, because I am going to be showing investors how to look at graphs. Now, you're going to have to be on the $10 tier or above to receive that, okay? I want you guys to be aware of that, to really learn how to look at graphs. Now, I am going to talk about, different chart patterns and emotional intelligence and stuff on the first 2 tiers, the $4 and the $5. But the $10 and above, because there will be more tiers over time, I will be teaching, or I wouldn't call it teaching, just showing you guys how I look at charts and what to look for, right? And different indicators and stuff. So if that's something that interests you, you can come on over. But right there, $11 per share. You bought 10 shares, that's $110 in just like 5 days. You bought 100 shares, that was $1,100. Now, another stock that I talked about that's on this list here is Pinduoduo. I've been talking about this one too. Talked about it last week, talked about it this week on Monday or Tuesday, I believe. And look at where it's at now. I mean, this one's ran up pretty big. Now, this one you weren't going to be able to have much opportunity to buy so many. But just with 10 shares, you were going to make more money than what the other 2 had an opportunity to give you with just 10 shares. And we're going to look at it right now. So here we are with it falling downwards. When did I mention it? I mentioned it on the 24th, okay? I saw weakness. I talked about why I thought it was temporary, which is the key word. You know, tensions, quote unquote, temporary pullback. These are opportunities, right? If it's temporary, which I believed it was, but we always want to have that with a grain of salt. And this is one of the videos, okay, that people were watching the video. They watched to this point right here, and they left out the whole Pinduo Duel. Pinduo Duel doesn't even start till here. And almost everyone left after that, okay? And I got it right there on the screenshot. This was done on the 30th. I mentioned this video on the 30th. So I added the Pinduo Duel on the 30th. I mentioned Pinduo Duel on the 24th, right? I was looking for strength. It pulled back, right? So I wanted investors that I was going to tell about this to see for some consolidation. Well, it ran up again, and guess what? I found the consolidation I was looking for, okay? I know it was a little bit higher than where we started, but I found it, and this is what I was looking for before I mentioned it on the YouTube, because anybody that gets in on the Patreon, remember, on the Patreon, you get the opportunity to maximize profits and minimize losses on the rides up. And I also wanted to look for strength if it was time to mention this or wait for it to pull back again. And the Patreon members had their opportunity. Now we're going to let the whole entire YouTube channel know, okay? That's how we do things here. No one's left behind. But if you want live updates, or right away when I start talking about these stocks, you're going to get these opportunities through the Patreon. So the 24th is here. That's when I mentioned it. It dipped down to 119 and it shot up to 147 so far. When I mentioned it here on the YouTube, it was sitting at 135, $5 per share, or almost actually more. Wow, okay, this actually went up higher, $12 per share. I was about to say $5 per share. Yeah, right, $12 per share. If you bought just 10 stocks when I mentioned it on the 24th, from here to here, that's $200 plus. And if you mentioned it, if you bought it here when I mentioned it on the YouTube, right? Just 10 shares from here to here, that's $150. You know what I mean? Like, these opportunities are out there and you guys are closing the door, leaving the video. You know, it's not my job to sit here and show this to you guys. I'm not asking for you guys to stay in view. I'm just trying to make you guys aware what my channel entails. Everybody thinks it's just chart analysis and that's it. And that's it. Move on. This guy only talks about charts. He doesn't know much about stocks. How the heck am I going to be a successful trader if I don't know about stocks? Hello, it's all in the charts. I use the charts to find the opportunities to ride these suckers up. And this still has a lot more room. If this pulls back even more, like back down here, this is going to jump back up higher, pull back more, and jump back up higher. You know why? Because analysis ratings are targeting this one 200 plus. Now, is it going to happen in 3 months? No. 6? No. 1 year? Possibly not. It might take a little longer, but look at the gains you could have already gotten if you wanted to swing trade it, you know? It's up to you how you go about what I state, but I want you guys to be aware of it, and I can't have you guys continue to overlook this. You know what I mean? It disappoints me as an investor, as a content creator, and as someone that wants to help. And I always say it, my integrity is worth more than $1, and everyone's just overlooking the opportunities. These stocks seem to have potential. We're going to see how they continue to play out. But they've done so well recently. And I'm going to share with you guys one of my losers. Let's talk about losers. And this is one of them. Right here, Wish. Well, I've talked about it since it was at $17. I said it had room to fall. It fell down to 15 and it jumped back up. Then it fell down to 15 again and it ran up to $20. In that short period of time, if you're a trader that understands how to go about it, you would have swing trade this. Okay? And guess what? I certainly did. I caught the dip down here, not at 15, around 16, 17. Then I caught it again here, closer to $16, $15. And I rode this up and I sold right around here at $19 and some change, almost $20. Okay, rode that quick wave. It's been falling, right? So this is, I consider it one of my losers because it's going downwards. It didn't continue going upwards. Well, guess what? I'm starting to build my position. If it goes lower, I love it even more. If it consolidates, even better, because I'm going to continue to load up because I see value in this, even though they're not profitable. Okay, this is a pretty scary company. I'm not here to tell you guys to buy, sell, or hold. Technicals are saying sell. Everything is showing bad signs, but I'm not worried about right now. I'm willing to take the risk, and this is in the e-commerce, retail, trade, internet retail. There's opportunities here. I'm not sure how far it could go, but this is one of my losers. And some of the stocks I mentioned are not doing so well, because I don't want to just show you guys the good ones. I want to show you guys the ones that are weak. And the other one is actually right here. We're going to talk about it. WKHS. And I want you guys to remember this. You can write these down. And there's many more. It's like 20 plus ticker symbols. And there's many more to come. I'm going to always talk about stocks that are with potential and stuff. So this one right here, I swing traded it as well. I talked about it in this big drop. That was the big scandal with the Hindenburg research. And then also everything about the company just not looking so well. Hit $12 and some change. I caught it at 13. Rode this one up. Sold it at around 19. That was a quick swing trade in just a few days. As it was dipping, I bought again, right? And I'm holding. And I saw it go up to 18. I did not sell. It's been falling, and I'm back down to the $12 mark. I bought some more, and I'm buying more, buying more, buying more, buying more. Wherever it goes in this area, I'm going to keep on loading up. Why? Because I believe in this stock. I believe there's opportunity, and I think that this is just a temporary setback. You just have to have the mindset to be prepared to not see it go green for a while. It could take years, actually, because this is the future. But this stock, you know, the other thing too, it wasn't the Hindenburg. It was also the FedEx contract, which that was literally nothing to hurt the company at all. It wasn't even FedEx, excuse me, USPS, that contract with the United States Postal Service, which they're probably going to get a little piece of. And if they don't get it at all, they have one with FedEx. They have one with UPS. They have one with many other distributors. It's not like the end of the world because of that one contract. There's a lot of opportunity here. So these are some of the stocks I just shared with you that I had conviction in, I have conviction in, and I believe there's a lot of opportunity. And all the stocks I mentioned over at the Patreon, even if they're down, and I just showed you 2 of them, I still believe there's room. And the longer they stay at these levels, like I said earlier, if you don't have $1 million to shoot right in, you need to keep in mind that the lower these levels stay, the more shares you're getting the opportunity to buy, to then do what? Ride this one up to its destination, which the destination is up. You know how we do it here. That's what we focus on, and we enjoy the journey, but yet we strike for the opportunities down here in this area, to go ahead and ride these out to maximize profits and minimize losses. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.